Hello. Today I want to talk about uh, theft of the United States mail. And it happens probably thousands of times a day, maybe thousands of times a minute. And the post office flat doesn't give a shit. In fact, their policy is that uninsured mail is expendable. And if you send or receive mail that isn't insured, the post office figures it's just trash and couldn't care less. And they won't even file a claim. And they don't even want to talk about it. There is no incentive for a postal employee to deliver mail to the correct address, and there is no penalty for a postal employee to deliver mail to the wrong address. Well, I get my mail inside the post office at a box that I pay $50 every 6 months for. And so my box has a number and I have a key. And aside from the key, access is limited to postal employees. So the other day, I get a letter that says my auto ship was delivered. So I go to the post office to get it, and it's not there. Well, it was a weekend, so I thought, well, all right, it's a small town, whatever. So now it's been a week, and I haven't got it. So I complained to the post office. The postmaster doesn't care. He don't give a shit. They're under no obligation to deliver any mail to the correct address, and they don't give a shit. They flat do not care if it gets lost. Well, this auto shipment cost me $160. So I'm out $160. And the United States Postal Service's policy on that is you are screwed. That's it. That comprises their entire policy. So you need to know that it's not just the FBI and the Department of Justice that are corrupt from the ground up to the top. That the United States Postal Service is also corrupt. Now, when the post office guy, postmaster, said, well, it probably was just put in the wrong box. Well, it was still stolen, because when somebody whose ever box got put in realized that it didn't have their name on it and they kept it, well, then they stole it. So that's theft of the United States mail. So there was a time when that was a federal offense to steal the United States mail. And now they just flat don't give a shit. The guy at the post office, he said, well, his exact words, well, it's just mail. In other words, it's just junk. It's just mail. So, so every package that you send or receive is subject to failure. Now, you expect FedEx, say, to misplace packages, especially in a rural area. I've never lost a package from UPS, ever, not once. I've been sending and receiving UPS for, I don't know, ever since UPS was, I guess. Anyway, and I've never lost a package from UPS. I've lost several from FedEx, and they said they were delivered to my home, and of course they lied, because I live 6 miles from the nearest paved road, and so I know they're just a bunch of lying bastards that didn't want to deliver it. So, anyway, but with the post office, me having a box, there's no excuse. It's not like somebody just left it on my porch and somebody come and took it. That's not what happened. My box is inside the post office, where only a postal employee has access other than me with the key. So when it's not in the box, it means they put it somewhere else. And when they put it somewhere else and it doesn't get returned, then that means it's stolen. So it's stolen. It's stolen mail. And so every time you send or receive a package, that, if it's not insured, maybe it'll get where it's going, maybe it won't, because they do not give a shit. They flat do not care. They do not care. And they're under no obligation to send it to where it's supposed to go. And they don't even want to talk about it. They just, if you're sending anything that's of value, then you need to insure it. And you need to realize or have a signature required. And if you order anything, then you need to do the same thing. Either have it insured or a signature required or something, because the mail is, if it's stolen, that's theft, and that's a federal offense, or used to be. If it's something else and it gets lost, then it's incompetence. So you have to ask yourself, why do these people even have a job? This lusty shits, And so, but then again, they work for the government, and I guess, they have to kind of prove they're stupid in order to get hired. I don't know, maybe that's a qualification. But anyhow, whatever, there's no guarantee that any package will get delivered. None, period. And so you just need to know that when you send or receive, expect to receive something, that maybe you won't. And that if you don't, that nobody cares. And it's just a big scam. And, they all go to work and pretend to work, but they don't care. They don't care if it gets delivered where it's supposed to go. They don't even want to talk about it. They just like, who cares? It's just mail, So this particular post office that my mail was stolen from is in Duchesne, Utah. And it's a small town. And there's probably less than a half a dozen people that work there. And but they don't care about whether the mail gets delivered or not. There used to be an old saying, through the snow and rain and all that stuff, the mail will get delivered. Now they don't give a shit. They do not care. They flat do not care if the mail gets delivered or not. And they just got their fat cat salaries and that, and otherwise they don't care. So you just need to know that mail does get stolen every day, and one day it'll be yours. This week it was mine. So insure your packages. When you order something, demand that it be insured, or else say, well, if you're not going to insure it, then I don't want it. Because there's no guarantee whatsoever that it'll be delivered, because nobody cares. They flat do not care. That's it, period. Okay, so now you know. So have a great day.